Hi Year 5, we're moving on to our new project, Moving People, and we're thinking about migration. And when I was thinking about artwork, I decided we could do some kind of historical migration. And I thought it might look cool if we did it on a map page. Now, if you're doing this at home, you don't need a map page. I'm just going to do it like this in class if we can, because job number 1 is going to be tracing. And this paper is going to be tricky to trace through, but I'm going to show you how we would try to do it. So first things first, I'm going to go to my settings and I'm going to put my brightness up as high as it will go, because when you trace, you need your iPad bright. So at the moment, it's up high, that's low, that's high. So put the brightness up as high as it will go. And once you've got that done, we're going to go to accessibility. Okay, so accessibility, and then we're going to go to near the bottom to guided access. Okay, guided access is on, and I'm going to use passcode settings, and I'm going to pick the code 1234, 1234, and now I'm ready to use guided access. Now, I've used this before, so my iPad might remember the shape that I want my screen to be non-reactive with. But we will have to see if it works this time. So, to start off with, I went into my photos and I looked at historical methods of migration, okay, historical modes of migrating to new places. So, I looked at a steamship. I also looked at kind of an old-fashioned clipper ship. So this is actually the one I'm going to do for my artwork today. And I want to trace it. I want to trace from my iPad onto my map paper. So I'm going to pull up my picture. I think I'm going to turn my iPad this way so it's a bit bigger. That's better. Now, this is what I do to get my guided access going. I'm going to press this button 3 times. Let's see if it works. Perfect. And now I've got guided access. See, when I touch it, the picture won't move. If you start guided access for the first time, it might ask you to draw with your finger the boundary of where you want the guided access to work. So that's one step that you might have to do that I didn't have to do today. Okay, so you would draw the boundary, and now that's not going to move. So I'm going to put my map paper over the top. Now, here's the thing. When I put it on the sea, I can see it. When I put it on the land, it's far more difficult. So what you might want to do, and in fact, I think that's what I'll demonstrate, because I think most of us will end up doing this. You might want to trace it onto regular paper first. So, I'm just getting my regular printer paper. So step 1 is I'm just going to use my regular printer paper to trace. Now, I'm actually not going to film this process, because if I do it well, it will take me a long time. There's a lot of detail in this ship, and it's probably not something you want to sit and watch for a very long time. Also, you might not do a ship. You might do, let's see, maybe an airplane, maybe a train. You can think of other historical methods of migration. You're going to look for an image of that mode of transport, and you're going to save it into your photos on your camera roll, and then you're going to put your iPad into guided access mode, and you're going to trace your historical mode of transport that enabled people to migrate to new places. I will be demonstrating in my next video how you then transfer this onto map paper. If you're somebody who's not going to be using map paper, then you don't need to worry about that step. Right, I'm going to leave it at that. Next time you see this, it will be finished, traced, and ready to be used for the next part of my artistic composition. All right then, thank you, Year 5. Bye-bye.